So it's fair to say the Holland national team is in a bit of a state. They failed to qualify for the 2018 World Cup after sitting out in Euro 2016 too, a tournament where Iceland got to the quarterfinals. Lads, what are you playing at? It was only 4 years ago that they were a penalty shootout away from a World Cup final though. Let's take a look at their starting 11 from their third place playoff against Brazil when they battered the hosts 3-0, although considering it was just days after Germany had stuck 7 past them, I'd say an under-11s girls school team could have beaten them that week. Jasper Cillessen. 4 years ago, Jasper Cillessen's stock was sky high. A 25-year-old goalkeeper at Ajax, he was hailed as one of Europe's most promising prospects, even if Louis van Gaal clearly didn't trust him when it came to penalties. Tim Krul probably still has that game saved on VCR somewhere. Cillessen has been at Barcelona the last 2 seasons. He has played a combined total of 2 league games. He's 29 years old, he needs a transfer, or he'll just turn into the Dutch version of Richard Wright, and nobody wants that. Dirk Kuyt. This was Dirk Kuyt's last international appearance, and you might know him as a striker. He played right wing back in this game. Not sure of the logic behind putting a 34-year-old running on empty in one of the most taxing positions on the pitch. His arse was probably hanging out the back of him after half an hour. He's since signed for Feyenoord, scored a hat-trick on the final day as they won the league, and now plays for Quick Boys, something he hasn't been in about 20 years. Ron Vlaar. How Ron Vlaar found himself in a side which finished 3rd in the world was a mystery to me. Unspectacular at Aston Villa at the side, he suddenly found himself linked to the likes of Manchester United. Then again, I'd say half the Holland team was, including the tea lady once Louis van Gaal got the job. He signed for AZ Alkmaar in 2015. Bruno Martins Indy. Again, another unspectacular player. Bruno Martins Indy got his move to Porto in 2014, but within 2 years he was chucked out to Stoke City for an eventual £7 million. He's now staring at the prospect of Rotherham away next season. Good luck, lad. Stefan Debris. Stefan Debris has long since been touted as an up-and-coming talent in Europe. Having swapped Feyenoord for Lazio in 2014, he's found himself linked with half the continent. Recently, he's announced that he'll be signing a 5-year contract with Inter Milan. Wouldn't brag too much about that big guy. This is the same Inter Milan who still employed David Santon. Daley Blind. Daley Blind was actually a star of the 2014 World Cup and earned himself a move to Old Trafford where he became a regular under Van Gaal. Since then, he's been stuffed in a cupboard somewhere with everyone doing their very best to pretend he doesn't exist. Jordi Clasie. Jordi Clasie was another who seemed like he was on the road to stardom, so Southampton took the plunge in 2015 with Ronald Coleman signing him for £8 million. He waited 2 years to actually score a goal and within a few months was spat out on loan to Club Brugge. Jonathan de Guzman. Again, another middle-of-the-road player. Was Van Gaal some kind of genius after all? The former Swansea man ended up signing for Napoli in 2014, was stuffed out on a series of loans before signing for Eintracht Frankfurt last year. Jorginho Wijnaldum. It's a wonder Jorginho Wijnaldum scored at all in Brazil, considering it wasn't in his home stadium. Seemingly allergic to goals on the road, he battered in 11 for Newcastle, all at St James's Park, before clearly sending his useless twin brother on the coach for away games as the club slipped into the Championship. And then off he went to Liverpool for £23 million that summer. Arjen Robben. The star of the show, Arjen Robben is now where he was at the time and where he's been since 2009, ripping it up at Bayern Munich, and no, I didn't mean that one to rhyme. The 34-year-old is heading into his 10th season at the club. Considering he already had 5 transfers by the age of 25, I really did not see that coming. That's like Russell Brand getting married and having a bunch of kids in his mid-20s. Robin van Persie. Manchester United's swift and utter decline since Sir Alex Ferguson's retirement was effectively mirrored by the man who the departure had hit the most. For God's sake, even his hair started to go grey. Van Persie, who had been on fire for Ferguson, looked a pale shadow of that under both Moyes and Van Gaal. Soon he was farmed out to Fenerbahce in 2015. By 2017 he was struggling in a Feyenoord team, a club where Khalid El Hamidi is the captain and Brad Jones is the goalkeeper.